If y'all don't want to go to work, just put this shit on right now.
Wrathmaw, Sandmaw, Grandma, Paul Atreides? What is going on here? What are we doing? I just turned up to the Wrathmaw live stream. Before we get into this, I kind of want to preface this by saying Mod Kieran and Mod Aiza, I think they're fantastic people. Genuinely loved hearing them talk about Wrathmaw. It's cool to hear high-level developers talk about what they actually enjoy doing, and you can tell that they enjoy what they're doing. And I don't think there's any bad intent with Wrathmaw. It's just, I think how they did it is kind of what's left a shit stain on everybody's underwear. And it's like, so first off, how they announced it at RuneFest. Probably not a great idea for something so controversial, especially with a time-gated thing. And they said this in the live stream. They knew that it was going to be controversial, and they still announced it at RuneFest. And it's, maybe just throw that out as an idea. Don't actually poll it. Kind of get initial feedback on what people think. Don't just come poll it right away. And then the second thing, especially with I've been seeing a lot of controversial. A lot of people are upset with Mod Manked. First off, who the fuck cares that he got a RSN? If he sells it, then there's a potential for an issue. He's using inside knowledge to gain in-game currency. At the end of the day, that's still not illegal, though. It's not insider trading. You can't make any real money off this game. If real world trading is against the terms of service, and if he did that, he should be fired. But I can't even see him doing that, right? And it'd be easy to track, right? Everybody knows he has the RSN. If he doesn't have it, well, it looks like he sold it, and then get the pitchforks out. But and if any person that's actually worked on something knows it's cool to have a connection to it, in a meaningful way, right? And Mod Manked, if I recall correctly, he wasn't a mod when he first started playing RuneScape. He wasn't a mod. He won. I remember seeing him win Deadman mode, like when it was first coming in, like 4 or 5 years ago. I don't even know how long ago that's been. But it was one of the first few Deadmans. He won that, and I don't think he was a mod then. But he's a mod now because, his love for the game and his skill, his intelligence for PKing and all that stuff. And, it's definitely a meaningful way to, if this is a boss that he's worked on, it's meaningful for him. He's giving back. He's trying to give back to the PvP community by, trying to get more people into the wilderness. I don't, at the end of the day, who cares? Let him have that connection. I think it would mean something for him. Obviously, it's weird that he got it before the poll, but that's how you're going to get it, because, this community's quick. They see a poll, somebody else is going to grab it, and he wants it. He works there, so be it. Let him have it. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a huge deal. I still don't get why that they would poll it, knowing that time. They said that in the live stream. They knew time gating would be an issue. So I think what they're doing next is going to be good. It's going to be, I think it's going to be on a 10-minute timer, and it's going to be similar to Shooting Stars, so it's going to spawn throughout a few different worlds. But it's not going to be, 3 times a day, right? So that's good. I'm still not a huge fan of a boss that is in a different location. If you want to make a world boss, cool, but I think Corp already is a world boss, to be honest. It's not a world boss because of the mechanics in the game we have, right? You can spec that thing. You can spend 20 minutes specking it down so it turns into a chicken with 2,000 hit points. And a world boss, if you want to put a world boss in, put something similar to Corp in, right? Put it in the wilderness, but maybe the fight isn't in the wilderness, similar like KBD is a prime example. KBD might not be the best example for peak content bossing wise, but I always went to KBD. I get a Black Dragon's task, I go to KBD. That's how I got the pet. It's I got spooned on that pet too. I think I got it at 800 KC, but that's a different story. Yeah, but I don't know. I think spawning the thing throughout the wilderness and and all these different multi areas, like that's been a big thing too. I seen what's his name? Streamer from Australia, Rune News. Oh my God, King Condor. I saw him tweet about removing multi areas from the wilderness, and honestly, I think that's a good idea. Like I'm not in the wilderness enough. Like I'm not in a PKing clan. I'm not even in a clan. But if they're trying to get PVMers and if they're trying to get people to go into the wilderness to risk shit, be their loot pinatas for the PKers. If there was no multi, I'd be willing to risk a lot more. Like I'd be willing to risk 5-10 mil depending on the situation. If if it's a 1v1 and I know I can, if I have good gear, I'd trust myself to at least get away from a PK or for like on a one-on-one situation. But when it comes to multi, and it's like there are parts of the wilderness that you could, if you don't have a certain plugin, it's like, oh, you might get lured into multi and then you're gonna get baited. Like that's stupid as hell, right? Like from looking at it from a PVMer perspective who doesn't want to risk anything, right? But from a PK clan standpoint, yeah, that's fun. I baited the hell out of this guy, took all his shit with my clan. It was easy. But at the end of the day, that's like, those aren't real PKers in the clan. They're all just rag bolting you and freezing you, whatever the case may be. There are some real PK clans, but for the most part, I feel like a lot of them are just raggers. But it is what it is. So, and one other thing that they're talking about in the stream was the collection logs. Why? Fuck your collection logs. To be honest, give the collection, like, if somebody doesn't want to do content in the wilderness, but they want the collection log, fuck them. Like, put a collection log on it. If you want to complete the entire game, you got to play the entire game, right? This game is not completable. Like, just put a collection log in. It's like, if you're going to add rewards around collection logs, yeah, like combat achievements. That's one that I understand not putting requirements on, right? Like, if they start putting all these annoying ass combat achievements on these bosses. Sorry for that. My dog's barking. I hope that's cut out. I'm not doing a retake. It's my third. I think it's my third one. Most of them are. I restart often at the start, so that's why at the beginning of my videos it's usually really good, and then towards the end it starts to get a little bit, a bit more choppy with my speaking. So I don't know. Yeah. So but to get back on what I was saying with the combat achievements, like if they add a combat achievement where it's hard, you gotta go back, like you gotta like if, let's say, you had to kill the boss without taking damage or something, like, you know what I mean? Like, it would take so long to do that. You'd have to be continuously going back in, and you need certain gear requirement probably. It's like, that would be a hassle. So I get concerns on that. So combat achievements, I can see it, if they dropped all the combat achievements from that, to be honest, that would be a big positive, I think. It's just the concept of Wrathmaw that gets me. I'm not a huge fan of that. Even if it was in the desert, like I don't want a boss that just wanders around the desert, right? Like I personally, I just think that That's kind of weird. It doesn't really fit the RuneScape vibe. This isn't dead man mode. This is the main game. Like, there's not bosses in just sitting around in the desert. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Gameplay wise, I'm going to be coming back at you guys on Monday with a Soul Wars guide. So stay tuned for that. I kind of got off track talking about Wrathmaw here. I put the gameplay up, and you know, it is what it is. So let me know what your guys' thoughts on Wrathmaw down below. Let me know if you guys are actually excited for this. Let me know if you guys liked the video, and let me know if you disliked it. And until next time.
Stand on business, yup. Stand on business, yup. Stand on business, yup. Stand on business, okay.